Now let us look at the very important topic of percentage, which is product constancy. In this concept, the question is, if price of petrol is increased by 25%, then by how much percent consumption must be reduced in order to maintain the constant expenditure? Okay, so we know that price multiplied by consumption is equivalent to expenditure. Now, in order to maintain this constant, the product has to be constant, which is possible. If price increase, the consumption has to be reduced, and if price reduce, the consumption has to be increased. But in this problem, price is increasing by 25%. So as we know, its equivalent fraction is 1 by 4. So we will write plus 1 by 4 because price is increasing. So plus is for increasing. So we need to find by how much percent consumption has to be reduced. Now this fraction can easily be obtained from this fraction. Simply maintain the numerator constant, that is 1, and by looking at the denominator in reverse order, add the digits. 4 plus 1 is 5. So this will be our denominator. So 1 by 5 is 20%. So by 20% consumption has to be reduced in order to maintain the expenditure constant. Now let us look just opposite concept of this. In this it is given that if price of petrol decrease by 25%, then by how much percent consumption must be increased in order to maintain the constant expenditure. So again we know that price into consumption is equal to expenditure. Now here price is decreasing by 25%. So 25% is minus 1 by 4, minus for decrease. Okay. So consumption has to be increased by certain percentage, that can be easily found by maintaining the numerator constant, that is 1. And by looking at the bottom of this fraction, simply we have to subtract now. 4 minus 1, that is 3. So 1 by 3 is 33.33%. So our consumption will get increased by 33.33% in order to maintain the expenditure constant. So please remember this technique as it will be very helpful in DI also. Now let us look at the new concept when it is not constant, when product is not constant. In this our question is, if price of petrol increase by 20% and consumption is also increasing by 10%, then by what percentage our expenditure will change. Now we know that price multiplied by consumption is equal to expenditure. Now here price is increasing by 20% and consumption is also increasing by 20%. We need to find the percentage change in expenditure. So let us assume that price is 10 rupees per liter. Okay, and we are consuming 10 liters. So our expenditure would be 100 rupees. Now apply the conditions of the problem. Price has been increased by 20%. So our new price will be 12 rupees per liter. And our consumption has to be increased by 10%, that is 11. So our new expenditure would be 132 rupees. So here we can see that our expenditure has been increased by 32. Therefore expenditure has been increased by 32%.